Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Michelle House here. How are you? Hello and high vibes to all of you, my beautiful friends. It's Michelle House here from Rich Living, coming to you. I said from Brisbane, Australia yesterday. That wasn't quite true. I'm here on the Sunshine Coast. My last day today. Last day for my little getaway. But usually I am Michelle House from Rich Living, coming to you from Brisbane, Australia. That'll be happening tomorrow. Oh, it's really, really hot. My glasses are fogging up. I've got my lip sweat happening. Good morning, how are you? So let's jump right in. How was it yesterday? Don't you think it's amazing what a song can do? I think it's incredible to know that when we're feeling low, really, all we have to do is turn on a song. The people were messaging and typing and commenting inside the Rich Living Room group yesterday. I shared my Spotify playlist. Jump on in there if you want to have a look. Good morning, everybody. And so, you know, people were picking their songs and they couldn't get songs out of their head. That is a completely different vibration to be in, instead of, oh my God, it's so hot today, I'm going to die. You can go there for a little bit, but then start pumping it up. You know how they say, pump up the volume? That's such an 80s song, isn't it? Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. I bet you that's on my playlist. But pump up your own volume. Pump up your own volume. So when you enter the world, when you wake up in the morning, you start waking up with a smile on your face. I think one of the things that happens to us as we grow up and life gets serious and complicated and there's lots of things going on, is we actually forget to be grateful for another day. We're pretty freaking lucky. I don't know, I'm going to get the statistics on this, but I'm sure last night, I'm saying that because I'm in Australia, I know there's some UK people over there too. Last night there would have been people that went to bed that didn't wake up this morning, or people that went to bed that had something happen to them overnight. They might have had a heart attack, they might have had a stroke. We are really lucky that we woke up and we are here this morning. And that was what I wanted to talk about this morning, was gratitude. And you know, I said in the comments for this high vibes, gratitude, schmatitude, because I often say to people, oh, you know, you just got to be grateful. And they go, oh my God, gratitude is so 1980. Well, probably not, it's probably 2000. You know what I mean? Gratitude, oh my God, gratitude will never ever get old. And that reminds me, I have a quote for you this morning. Listen to this quote, right? This quote is from Roberto Benigni, actor, screenwriter, and director. It's a sign of mediocrity to demonstrate gratitude with moderation. Now, here in High Vibes, we're not playing the mediocre game. We're playing the in-your-face game. And we're playing the game of life. And you cannot do too much gratitude. The beautiful, my beautiful Rich Living Academy members, actually, Robin, if you're on the live this morning, would you mind just sharing the Rich Living Academy link, please? Last week it was starting to, I could feel the vibe. Now this is what happens when you start tuning into your own vibe. You can pick other people's vibes, and then you can pick vibes just by text. And within our group, sometimes people do send texts. Let's not use that example. But within my group, I could see that it was starting to get low because people were talking about bills that needed to be paid. They were talking about stress and anxiety and worry. And rather than visit that straight away and visit the practical solution for paying a bill, rather than visit that, change your vibe first. So get your vibe into a peak state. You know, I was using Tony Robbins as an example. Get yourself into a high vibe state where it's not about the bill that you can't pay. It's about the gratitude for the supplier that gave you the thing that you bought, right? So in the academy, we love to call them invoices for blessings already received. Again, another term I coined from a fellow by the name of Randy Gage. I didn't coin it, he coined it, I copied it. So invoices for blessings already received is a much different vibe to, oh my God, how are we going to pay this bill? And, you know, if we're talking about gratitude, that's probably one of the hardest things that people say. I can't feel gratitude for my financial situation right now. I feel like I'm drowning. I owe so much money. I've got this credit card debt. I've got this house debt. I've got people owe me money and they're not paying. When you look at that story in a little box and you start to live into that story of, oh my God, look at this. There we go. People didn't pay. Oh my God, there's another bill. You start creating your reality. Again, we talked about this yesterday. You start creating your reality because you're living in that reality. The only way that reality is going to change is if you change it. Nobody is going to come along, sorry girls, on a white horse and a tall, dark, handsome man coming to pick it all up for you. You're the only one that can change this. So what you need to do, if you're in a financial crisis or financial drama, change the word, right? To, I'm so grateful. You know, especially, I know we've got a couple of guys watching, but especially for women, it's only been since the 1970s that we've actually been able to control our own money. So we weren't allowed to have bank accounts. So when I was born, women did not have bank accounts. I know, seriously. Then they had to take their husbands to the bank to open a bank account. So we need to be grateful as women that we have that available to us, that we can be in control of our money, that we can be looking after our money. We can be grateful for, you know, the electricity bill that right now today is, you know, giving me air conditioning in this really, really hot day, and I'll be able to focus and I'll be able to get some things done. I can be grateful for the electricity because I've got a fridge. I've got a fridge full of food. I mean, the electricity is paying for that fridge full of food. And then see how the gratitude can keep going and go, oh yeah, gee whiz. And then I'm so grateful that I've got an abundant supply of food. Imagine having to go out to the farm this morning to pick whatever we need for breakfast, because you don't want to live that way. That's a beautiful way of living, by the way, but you don't want to live that way. Or, you know, think of all the other countries in the world that don't have refrigeration. They don't have electricity. They don't have the luxury of, you know, here I walked through this room this morning and turned on lights, turned on air conditioning, checked the fridge, got my filtered water, looking out here at a canal, beautiful soft green grass. I mean, come on. There is something to be grateful for. You can never find nothing to not be grateful for. And if you're having trouble finding something to be grateful for, just look at yourself and go, you know what can I be grateful for about myself? And I know that's got nothing to do with money right now, but that doesn't matter. This is about changing your vibe so that you can come back and look at it from a different energy and start playing a different record. Go ahead and play the record of, I'm broke, I have no money, nothing ever comes to me, poor me, oh, it would have been all different if my life worked out this way. If you want to play that record, go ahead. But that's not going to have you living a soul-filled, rich life. A soul-filled, rich life is getting yourself into a positive mindset. My mum would be laughing up there. Hey mum, oh my God, the amount of times that she tried to get me into a positive mindset when I was a teenager. Getting yourself into a positive frame of mind is the easiest way to do it is gratitude. Because some people say, well, I say my affirmations and I say them, I've got them in the bathroom and I've got them in the car and I've got them on my phone and I say them and I say them and I've still got no money. Okay, so let's, instead of saying the affirmations, just drop that. Obviously it's not working, and go to gratitude. What's the gratitude here? How can I be grateful? Show me what I can be grateful for today. You know, I can be grateful. I've got a book in front of me. I'm grateful that I was taught how to read. You know, I can read your comments coming up on the screen. I'm grateful for that. An exercise that we did over the weekend in the Rich Living Academy, which is what I was going to say to you originally. There she goes. So as I was watching this unfold and people were trying to solve the problem, which is great. But if you're trying to solve the problem when you feel like shit, it's really hard. You can do it, but it's going to take a long time and it's harder. So flip it and go into your vibe first and start shifting and changing your vibe. So we all set our alarm clocks for every hour that day, every hour to stop, look around, what am I grateful for? Stop, look around, what am I grateful for? You can't run out of gratefuls. You really cannot run out of gratefuls. There were plenty of things for everybody to be grateful about. So when we got to the end of that day, people couldn't even really kind of remember the story that we started with, because the vibes changed. So if you want your perspective in life to change, or if you have people in your world that go, oh my God, you really need to change your perspective, start with gratitude. There's no gratitude schmatitude here, everybody. and it's not even, Okay, all right. So if I'm going to do gratitude, I need to go and buy a gratitude journal, and I've got to buy a matching pen, and I've got to make sure I put it beside my bed, and I've got to make my bedside table look nice. No, you can close your eyes right now and take a deep breath and find something to be grateful for. And then do it again in an hour's time, and then do it again in an hour's time. And when you've done that all day, then go and have a look at your invoices for blessings already received. Your energy shifts and you approach it more from the space of, alrighty, I don't like this, but I'm going to have to talk to my bank manager. That's going to be uncomfortable. How can I find some help about doing, how do I go about doing that? But your vibe is everything. Your vibe is creating your reality. And for the next 5 days here in High Vibes, we're just going to keep on talking about how the universe rises up to meet you. You know, I can't acknowledge the person who gave that quote. Maybe it was Maya Angelou when I was listening to a podcast the other day. I can't remember, but it just boomed for the theme for the week. The universe rises up to meet you. If you're sitting in misery, if you're sitting in poverty, if you're sitting in... And when I'm talking about poverty, by the way, I'm not talking about slums in Africa. I'm talking about poverty mindset. People who say, I can't afford that. Money never comes to me. I never have any money. My bank balance is always empty. I don't get paid enough. People don't pay me. That is a poverty mindset, right? So we're moving from we'll talk a bit more about this tomorrow, poverty mindset into a prosperity mindset. And that is changing your vibe helps you to do that. So over to the Rich Living Room group. I know a lot of you are in the Rich Living Room group. If you're not, come and join us there. The other thing that I wanted to mention that I nearly forgot was this High Vibes is brought to you by the Rich Living Academy. And the Rich Living Academy are hosting a challenge called Budget Bliss. I know, who would think those two words could be in the same sentence? I have to acknowledge my beautiful friend Isabella for coming up with that term. Budget Bliss. How can you feel good about your money? And it's a 5-day challenge. Robin, if you're there, it'd be great if you could grab that link and share it. If you can't see it, just tag me here and I will send the link to you when this is finished. The Budget Bliss Challenge is all about this. It's about looking at some practical things that you need to do with your money, for sure. But it's also about your emotional, because your emotion holds up the practical action that you have to take. So you have to do both. You can't just sit down and do a budget. You can't just sit down and balance your checkbook. You can't just sit down and work out your profit and loss for your business if your energy is shit and in fear and in poverty. It's not going to work. So this 5-day challenge is 5 days of doing a combination of those things to really start to get some momentum going in your life in relation to what's happening with you and your relationship with money. Thank you so much for joining me again this morning. I love seeing you all pop up there on the screen. And remember, we're back here tomorrow at 5:55 Brisbane, Australia time. And I'm Michelle House from Rich Living. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.